There we go.
Recording in progress.
So hopefully everybody will won't mind that we're recording this. I'm going to actually click on this right here. There we go. So now you see right here, this is the new Cameo feature in PowerPoint. We won't be going over what this feature is, but hopefully everybody can see me on it. Can everybody see me? Give me a thumbs up. Can everybody see me inside of the PowerPoint? Can everybody give me a thumbs up? All right, perfect. All right, great. So we're going to do an overview of what Office 365 is, right? And it's a quick overview. And so I'm going to give you like an agenda for what this is going to be. We're basically going to do what is the basic concept of Office 365. Then what are the differences versions of Office 365? And then we're going to have an open Q&A session for you guys so that we can go over a few things. This will be a short, very precise. We'll be able to go and ask you some questions, but hopefully today you'll get a baseline of what Office 365 is. All right. So we're going to get Sandy in. Sandy is just jumping on in. Okay. So what is Office 365, right? So basically, back in the day, you went to the computer store, you purchased a computer, let's say a Mac computer, you purchased a Windows-based computer or something like that. And you basically, from there, you might have purchased a copy or the computer came with a copy of Microsoft Office, or you went and bought Microsoft Office about $200 or $300, right? And from there, there'd be like these different versions that would come every 3 or 4 years. Office 97, Office 2000, Office XP, and this would be a little cycle, right? Well, what Microsoft understood is that they had to change and adapt. Okay, we had to go ahead and change and adapt, right? So when they changed and adapt, they came out with Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office, what exactly is, and let me explain what the name means. So you have Office 365. So when they came up with the name, they basically allowed you to have this kind of like this online subscription version that allows you to have the latest and greatest updates and latest and greatest features 365 days out of the year. So that's where they came with this Office 365. So most people, when they look at Office, and I see people, trying to go into it, they just think it's an email client, like Gmail, and it's the farthest of the farthest thing in the future for this. Office 365, if you can imagine, it's like having a virtual computer at your disposal that you can run applications, get access to your files and everything else from anywhere. You can go and collaborate with you, work with different people, you know, and this actually falls true for any platform. So whether you're running a MacBook, a Mac laptop, a Windows-based machine, an iPhone, an Android phone, a Fire tablet, or a Chromebook even, you have the power of Office 365 at your disposal. So let's kind of look into it. So I got this one scenario that to give you a better idea, right? I like looking at scenarios here. So let's say you're working at this world famous fast food restaurant, right? And this famous world fast food restaurant is there, and one of your staff members needs some information from it, right? And next you get a call from him because you're traveling, and he
Hey,
says,
James, can you email me that patty recipe? Customers are waiting.
"You need, but SpongeBob, you need that Krabby Patty recipe? No problem. You know what we'll do is I'll just go ahead and actually go because I'm traveling. My laptop's in a bag. I'll just go over to the actual hotel computer kiosk, and I'll get all the information right from you." That is the power of Office 365. It allows you to have a virtual computer that you can travel anywhere and run it on across all your platforms. Let's say if you have a Windows-based laptop, but you've got a iPhone, or people who in an organization might have Windows system or Mac systems, but someone else likes to have an Android. It doesn't make any difference, you know. So let's kind of talk about the different setups of Office 365, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 3 to 4 tiers of Office. And you might wonder, why are we even looking at the free version? Well, it's kind of important because you might know somebody inside of ministry, or you might your children or something like that. Every time I get a chance, I talk to parents. I used to do a lot of stuff with Boy Scouts and all that stuff. We work with a lot of youth ministry and stuff. I will go ahead and actually let them know that just get a free version of Office, and then you have your Word, PowerPoint, and Excel all available. And we're going to actually go through these interfaces. Then you got your Premier individual family version, your small business version, and an enterprise version. So let's go ahead and actually switch over. Well, first off, let's go and see it. So to start off, to start with it, you get your free version, and really for every version, all you have to do is go to office.com. So office.com, and everybody's seen this screen, hopefully, within this organization. You'll see that you either sign in, but right here it says sign up for a free version of Office. Now, the good thing about it is that you really don't need a Microsoft email account. Now, if you don't have an email, let's say someone in ministry work, they don't have an email, then that's okay. You can actually get one from Microsoft. But if you already have a Gmail account or AOL account, all you basically do is you use that same email, right? So from there, what you're going to do is you're going to sign up, and then from there, I'm going to show it over to our screen, to our free client. Okay, so hopefully everybody sees my dashboard screen. Can everybody see my dashboard screen? Give me a thumbs up. Everybody, give me a thumbs up on there. Can everybody see the actual one? Perfect, perfect. So from here, this is actually the free version. So the free version right here, what it's going to do is you've got your initial dashboard. So let's go into the different areas, right? So here on this side is always going to be your username profile area, right? So I click on that. I can go and sign out, look at my profile area. Then you've got your help, if you need any help for anything, your settings gear, and you got this little thing here, And so let me talk a little bit quickly about this. We're not going to go into it, but you see this right here and this is actually a copy of Skype. So Skype is like Zoom, the free Zoom, but not like the free version of Zoom, because with Skype, you can basically have meetings and no time limit to them. And then you can record them to your local computer system. You can actually use Skype for things like doing business. I used to go ahead and actually have developers in Australia, where these developers in Australia would use Skype, and we would communicate back and forth. And of course, it wouldn't cost me anything. But then I started using Skype, because you can use Skype to receive calls. So this is your Skype right here. This is your meeting, like Zoom, but you get it for free. Then you look over to this area right here. You probably never paid attention to this. This is called your launcher. From here, your launcher allows you to launch all of your apps. And we're going to just touch bases. We're not going to do all of them and go through them all, but we're going to go through one by one quickly. But we're going to have further classes on explaining that, right? On each one of these, like a one-on-one on Word, one-on-one on Outlook, and all that kind of stuff. Then from here, you've got your home button, which takes you back to this screen. And then you have this create plus sign. So if you see here, you can start PowerPoint, presentation, Excel book. You have these other 2 items here called forms and quizzes. So if you ever used things like SurveyMonkey, this is a free version of that, right? But the difference is that all the data is, instead of using another application like SurveyMonkey and not having integrated with the Word or whatever, or Excel, where you can look at the information later on. It's all available in one platform. Then you have this thing called Sway. Sway is a really cool product. What Sway is that Sway allows you to make an online version of presentations. So you can go ahead and actually do presentations for like online resumes, vacation stories, but you can also do some business things too and make the really cool presentations. That's what Sway is. Now, you come down here a little bit, and this is where you have your quick access to your applications, right? And we're going to do is we're going to touch bases on a couple of these. So the first one, you have Microsoft Word, right? So again, I click on this, and I've got a copy of Microsoft Word. I can go and use templates. Since it's a free version, you have to, you might have to pay for some premium versions. What I have to do is start up a new document, right? Click on the new document here. And then from here, it's going to start up a copy of Word. Now, some cool features you probably never recognized or realized they were there, like this designer tab. You click on the designer tab, and what it does is it gives you options to really make your documents look nice. You have this editor tab. Now, the free version doesn't give you a lot of tools, but if you ever use a product called Grammarly, this right here is Grammarly. So it allows you to keep your grammar up and running. It allows you to change the word. This is a free version. Again, this is all free, available to you. Then you have this thing called dictation. Now the dictation, I'm going to see if it cuts off my sound here, but let's see, there it goes. And here you are with the dictation, and it's going to keep track. Right. Did everybody see that? Okay, we got Linda coming on board. Did everybody see that right there? Give me a thumbs up. Let you see that you can use tools like dictation and everything else. Right. And so now, if I'm going to get back over to my Office screen, all I do is I click my little launcher, and I go to Office. A lot of people, you guys probably didn't even know that you even had those tools available for dictation or, the planner or all those things. Another tool you've got is Microsoft Excel. Now, Excel crunches numbers. Is great at that, right? And so you can go and click on this right here, set you up a new Excel workbook. And this is the online version. Now, the cool thing about Microsoft Excel is it handles numbers great. I want to see what's in the chat. Let me see what's going on. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Ola Radcliffe. Now, let me show you a few things. You can print everything else here, but let me show you a real good tip. This is really available for the premium version, but I don't know if anybody knew that Microsoft Excel actually has this tool that allows you to pull in and sync your bank account information. So if you wanted to do things like, your budget for your family, keep track of like your credit score, and trying to get your finance together, so some of the principles that we're trying to get together in the kingdom, you can do it in Microsoft Excel, and you can actually make a budgeting chart and pull in your information directly from your bank account and have it available there. So let me go and actually go back over to my launcher, go back to Office, my tools here, and we're going to go over down the line. You have PowerPoint, so you can make nice little presentations in here. And it really has a great designer tool. So if I click on this, I see I can start off with some things right here, or I can start off with a blank presentation. And I know sometimes it becomes difficult because you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do because it's a blank canvas. Well, guess what? You have a designer tool right here in PowerPoint. So this allows you to go and make really, really nice presentations, And so I can just go right here, some of the ones that's not premium, click on this right here. And next, I have started a really nice presentation. It looks great. So I'm going to go back over to my launcher, go back to Office. And let me know if I'm going too fast for you, if I want to slow down. But we're going to do an overview. Then let's look at the tool right here. This tool right here, and this is all free. It's all free. This tool right here that everybody kind of thinks of Office with, like I'm gonna just go to my Outlook. They don't know the power of Outlook. Outlook is a very powerful tool. Outlook can control all of your scheduling, your information, what you're trying to do, the people you're connected up with. And the great thing about it is not just this just doesn't work with Microsoft Outlook, with Microsoft email. You can actually run your personal email here, your Gmail email through here, and it really handles it well. And you can look at your calendar functionality. So I'm going to look at my calendar, and now I can look at my calendar. And then we're going to go down one of the other features, but you can actually make a family calendar. We're going to show you that little tidbit right there, right? I can also, within my Outlook, I can start, you see here, I can start a Word document in Outlook, Excel document in Outlook, a PowerPoint. I don't have to go out of Outlook to start these components. I can be right in Microsoft Outlook and actually do these things. That's what I'm saying. Outlook is a very powerful tool. You notice right here, I've got my notifications, what's coming up. I have this right here, this area. This is my task list. I can start a meeting. I can go on a meet right now, right in Outlook. I don't have to go out on Outlook. Outlook can be your little command center. We're definitely going to have a brown bag lunch on just Outlook, because Outlook has so many features available to it. We're going to go back over to our Office dashboard, right? And we're going to go, another thing too. I just did something here. So notice that 2 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, everything we started in these different areas, they're automatically saved. So remember, we have a lot of people say, man, I can't find this document. Well, if you started it off with an Office, Word document, everything else, you'll always have availability and access to it. Again, remember what I said before in the starting of what Office 365 is. You'll be able to go ahead and get access to it from anywhere. You can pull it up from your hotel room when you're doing business or on vacation. You can do everything with that. The next one is something that I really want everybody to really pay attention to. And again, this is all free. Now, you notice here, I started to have these documents. Well, the cool thing about it is that I did these things in Office and PowerPoint and Excel and everything else. And then now they're available in my OneDrive. So OneDrive is a virtual hard drive. But the cool thing about it is, again, it's all integrated. So if I wanted to go and start a new Word document, Excel, PowerPoint right here, I can start it right from here, and then I'll have access to it inside of my online Word or PowerPoint. I have what's called a personal vault. This is a secure area inside of your OneDrive that you can put personal information in, like your birth certificate, social security card, and everything else, and it's going to get an extra layer of security. Now, if you notice here, this is the free version. So the free version gives you 5 gigs, but you can always get extra storage, like 100 gigs. I think it costs $2 a month or something like that to go and increase your space. And we're going to go into the different versions when we move on. You have Microsoft Teams. You're like, wow, all these tools. Well, Microsoft Teams is similar to Slack. But the advantage of Microsoft Teams is integrated automatically with your email, automatically integrated with your Office suite of tools like your Word, Excel, PowerPoint automatically. And whatever you save on your Microsoft Teams automatically gets saved inside of your OneDrive. That's some of the advantages. You have this tool called OneNote. Now, OneNote, I sent this over to, I showed Elder Ratcliffe this, and he's loving this, right? So OneNote is basically, if you can imagine or think of like these yellow binders that you write stuff in, you can jot information down. Students can use it to go in and write, keep track of their homework and their notes in a class. And the great thing about it is you can share the notes. You can open up in a desktop version. You can open up your iPhone, your Android phone, and get access to your notes anywhere. You can actually scan documents, or you can actually scan utilizing the OneDrive or the OneNote. You can actually scan a table of numbers, and that table, when you scan it in, will automatically go to Microsoft Excel. So it'll automatically generate you an Excel workbook. OneNote can be added to other features, like you can share the OneNote. So let's say if you have your kids there, you can share those notes with your kids, with your whole family. You have this to-do list. This to-do list is awesome. So to-do list, what to-do list is to-do list is similar to if you know the notes feature inside of your iPhone or your Mac, but it's even more than that. It's actually far reaching than that. And the great thing about it is, comparatively to your notes on your iPhone in your iCloud, the great thing about this notes this to-do list is it will be shared. So let's say in your family, one person in your family, your kids might have an Android phone or iPhone. Let's say they would have an iPhone, and then the husband might have an Android phone. The great thing about it is it crosses the platforms. But you can go ahead and set up task lists to remind you. You can also, when you're in an email, let's say for instance you're in an email. This is a great feature right here. Actually, you're in your email and you see an email that you need to get addressed with. Okay, oh, okay, wait a minute. You know what? I really have to address this email. I got to deal with this. So I can go ahead and flag this email and say, I need to get access to this email, or I need to put some action to that. The cool thing about it is that it'll start showing up inside of your flagged email section. So, once it gets flagged inside of there that this is a to-do item, it'll actually be added into your to-do list, and then you can put some time to it and say, oh, I'm going to address that a little bit later. You can set up different groups with, different lists to different groups. Well, say, for instance, you set up a to-do list for your kids, and that to-do list is a group for chores. You can actually set that up right inside of Todoist. Again, this is all the free version. We haven't really got to the premium version, but I want to start off here first. You have what's called the family safety version. So this is only for individuals. The free version is not for the small business, obviously, or the enterprise. But the cool thing about it is these features right here. If you have everybody on, in your sort of your Microsoft Family Network, you can go and actually have it where you look at screen times on their phone, on their computer system. You can have it where you find your family, keep track of your family. You can have your family sanctity app. You can record activities. You can set up a OneNote. Remember what's your OneNote? Now you can set up a family notebook so you can keep track of things like your vacation, whatever. You can set up a family calendar so you have a centralized place where all your family calendar issues are. You can set up a family email so you can have one email going to your whole family. You do content filtering, and you have other things. And you have the spending thing. Remember I said we said Microsoft Excel that hooks up to your bank account? You can set up a Microsoft spending account on side within the free version even, and the premium version, to keep track of all your family expenses. You have your calendar, your shared calendar. So this is your shared calendar for your family. Again, these are some of the tools, and this is just the free version. But the reason why I started here is the free version is going to be the same sort of tools available in the further on additions. So we started off there. And then, of course, we went to Microsoft Skype, which is like Zoom. So that right there is the free version of Microsoft Office, but it gives you an idea of what Microsoft Office 365 is. So I'm going to quickly go over to the actual paid version. So this is my paid version right here, right? It looks the same. It looks similar to the same, except this is my free version. The advantage of actually paying for the free version, in the free version, you can start off with $6.99 and $9.99 for yourself individually. you get a copy of Microsoft Office you can install on your devices. So you can install Microsoft Office on an iPhone, a Mac computer. You can install it on your Windows system. So you can actually edit Word documents when you're not online on the internet, but you can actually do them locally. So here we are. We go back over. It's the same setup, but this is a paid version, right? And I have my home here again, my create button here. These are all the things. Some of the advantage of this right here, I actually have the family edition. So the family edition, what that does is it gives me all this folder space. But the thing about it is that I have 6 terabytes available, 1 terabyte for each family member. So right now it shows me I have 332 gigabytes and 1 terabyte. And so I organize these folders, right here, and I keep track of everything. I have a sync with my computers, so all times I have access to all my computer, all my information. Again, use that scenario. Me and SpongeBob. SpongeBob needed that Krabby Patty recipe, right? And he called me up. My computer was not available, so I went over to the actual hotel computer systems, and I actually was able to get that information. So that right there is an overview. Now we're going to go to the next level. So before I go to the next level, is everybody still with me? Does anybody have any quick questions before we move on? If you want me to go faster or slower, let me know. Or let me give a thumbs up on what you guys are thinking so far. All right, thumbs up. All right, good.
I have a
Perfect.
question.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. So when you're talking about the as far as the last thing you said, um, as far as sorry, can you go back to when you talked about setting up a family plan or setting up
Yes.
family? I think I'm sorry.
Yes. No, be good. So you go over to this area right here, the family safety.
Mhm.
And the family safety, what that is it's a way for you and your family, and you can just add your family members here, right? And then once you add your family members, it'll actually, tell you like, you'll set your email there, whatever the email is, or if you need to create them an email, because that's their identifier, right? Their emails are going to be their identifier. And then from there, it will go through like their age limit and what restrictions you want to have for that family member. And then from there, you can go ahead and actually have it where all these tools are available to you based upon what you want them to have or restrictions, like things like, you can have, like I said, a family calendar, email, and everything else. But this is how you add in a family member right here. So it's actually here on the family plan, family safety. And it's only available for individual's account, the free account, and the family plan. Now, obviously, it's not really available for the business because that's more of a business environment. But that's where you go to. You go to the family safety icon, a little heart, a little green heart. Is that good? Thumbs up. Cool beans. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and actually go back over to our setting here. Boom. And my mouth is just running there. So I'm going to go back to my Cameo view. So now we go over to the next tier, right? The next tier is the business version. So you right here, again, the reason why I'm showing this, because we're going to get into more of the business side of the coin. So if you have the next tier, you've got your business side. So if you know anybody who's a business person, they can quickly have it. It gives them a lot more tools for business. They're going to go, your internet, your mail is going to be more geared toward an organization mail like we have here. We're going to go into the enterprise edition next. But this is right here, some of the pricing available for the business edition. So if you have anybody, a business person, they would be greatly need the actual office suites. Then we have the actual enterprise edition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here to share my screen, right? And I'm going to actually do from the actual Word Churches account. And we're going to share it here. Give me a second. You share. Now, can everybody see, thumbs up, and everybody see the Office 365 for the church edition? Here we go. This right here is the Enterprise Edition, right? So the Enterprise Edition, again, why I started off with the free version to let you see, we're going to look at, it's the same dashboard, similar. You know, we have the same kind of features right here. We have the top here, we have your profile setting, you have my day area, you got this main dashboard, you can do a search for anything, but you have more options to search for. It's going to always change for the what time of the day it is, whether it's for good afternoon, good morning, good evening. You have the latest recommended file, so you can quickly get access to it. This is also going to pull certain things here. So I got my email. Some emails came in. These are attachments from the emails came in. This is the last documents, whether it be an email. Another thing too is that your attachments on your email, they automatically get saved on your OneDrive. So in an attachment folder, so you can get access to them at any time. That's another feature that, you know, we probably, you know, no one probably told you that. So if you want to go back and look for it saying, oh man, what was that document that was emailed to me? Should be in your attachment folder, right? Inside of there. We've got, also, you've got your home button here. Remember, you have your launcher, just like you have the other ones, but you have a lot more tools available. We're going to briefly go through these tools because, again, this is just an overview, but you have a lot more tools. But we're going to quickly go through it. Now, we've already gone through Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We've gone to Outlook. Again, we're into some of these, we're going to take one individual day on a brown bag on that. You have your OneDrive, right? And so, again, you have your OneDrive, here's your folders, I've added these things in. I can start anything from here, right? I can also, you see now it's a little bit different because it's the Enterprise Edition. I have quick access to my groups. Because normally when we set up groups, the groups actually has a OneDrive location also for that group to put files for that group. So you can quickly get access to those group OneDrive folders also, right? We'll quickly go over here. We have our OneNote. We went through OneNote. We went to SharePoint. Now, SharePoint, we're definitely gonna need to talk about SharePoint, but SharePoint is similar to OneDrive, but it's like an application in front of it. So SharePoint is a place where you can, you know, store files at. But the cool thing about it is that you got this check-in, check-out process, like a library. So you can put documents up there. You can see who checked them out. You can actually put in an intranet through SharePoint. And the intranet is an internal website. So we can have, we started off a couple things for the church, but you can actually have like an HR internal website where you can put different things in there. You can share different topics, like, you know, things like they put it on the shared calendar for the church and HR and everything else. We have the Microsoft Teams. Again, we're going to need a whole class of Microsoft Teams because Microsoft Teams is similar to Slack, but the good thing about it is that it's completely integrated with your email, your Word documents, everything else, and it's collaborative. I mean, it's a really, really great tool. You have Yammer. So Yammer is similar to Teams, but Yammer is like a corporate instant messenger system. You have tools like, I'll pull this up here. Hold on. You have tools like PowerMate. We're not going to go through PowerMate. That's a beast of a tool. But once you start looking at PowerMate, it'll change your life. You can automate things, like say for instance that we have a certain task. You want to pull information down from a website, or you need to transfer information from one Excel to other Excel, and that can be tedious. You know, doing this at the same time over and over every day. Or the business department, they can use PowerMate to set up ways they can pull information down from a website and put it into an Excel spreadsheet automatically every month. You can use PowerMate to do that with. Planner. Now, Planner, we're going to quickly go through Planner. Again, this is just an overview. You know, I want to make sure I see your time, but Planner is a project management software. that you can set up projects. So let's say, we have a project management, we already have a couple of projects that are running right here, but, you can set people up with their tasks. The cool thing about Planner is that they don't have to know about Planner. All they have to know is about their to-do list. So all they'll see is their tasks on their to-do list, but the project manager for whatever project it is, they can look at the stuff holistically throughout the whole project. You've got other tools. I'm going to go into the launcher because it's a little bit easier to go through this one. You have this tool. This is a free tool. This is actually available for free for everybody. You have a tool called Whiteboard. Whiteboard, you can use this to go ahead and actually set up, like online versions of the whiteboard. And the great thing about it is it's electronic. I actually have in my office, I actually have a 55-inch TV where I put a electronic board around it where I can draw on the TV, and I use whiteboard for the application. And now instead of actually having it, I can wipe it off or taking a picture of it, I can go ahead and actually save that. It'll automatically save the whiteboard. I can send it off to everybody and share it with. So that's a very good tool. You've got this thing called Stream, which we're going to go through it a little bit later. Stream is having an online streaming platform. So I could have actually streamed this presentation on Stream. And the great thing about it is the files are saved on the OneDrive automatically. So that, and then I'll go through these other tools like Delve. Delve is a way you can really delve into your data. There's one tool that I do want to go in and go over that we do have available. That is called Bookings. So Bookings is a tool. I set it up right here. It's a tool that you can assign. You can have people on the outside go to a booking site for whatever it is. So let's say life support or something, and they can actually look for time available in that slot automatically. So it's like an external calendar where you can book people's times and resources to get access to. We have to really think through this process. We're setting this up. Right now, this tool is available for us all within our Office 365 Enterprise platform. So to go ahead and recap, let me go ahead and actually share, because I want to go and make sure we have the time. So basically, just a quick recap, right? Office 365 is really a virtual environment that pulls together these resources and these tools and allows us to collaborate, do calendar management. If we wanted to, we do have the capabilities of using the Microsoft Teams instead of Zoom for certain things. But you saw the free version. There is the free version of Skype. We do have the Teams version. It's also a telephone system that it can be hooked up to your email automatically. Your email system, your file storage, all these things available, plus your normal Office applications, all in a virtual environment. So saying that, I know I talked you guys head off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the share and listen to you guys. I'm going to give you a chance. We're going to quickly do a quick recap, and you tell me what you think. Any questions you want to ask me, anything you want to show me. Again, I know this is an overview, but what this does is allows us to at least get a baseline of the tools we have here at the church, Office 365. So anybody want to say anything? Believe me, there's no stupid questions. There's only questions. So there goes Minister Lena. Go ahead, Minister Lena. I know you have a question.
Yes. So just to clarify, we have the enterprise version, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So does that version have the things that you were talking about as far as like in the, well, so does that version kind of have everything that the free version has, but more?
Right. Well, it's similar. Like we don't have the family, remember what I talked about, the family safety version, or the family safety, that's going to
Mhm.
be for that's only for personal use, right? So if you had a personal edition, you can use the family. I think, oh, let me see if the family is even available for you as an individual. I don't think it is. Hold on a minute, I'll show you there. Yeah, I don't think you have the family, family safety. That would be for your own personal setup. So if you wanted to have like a free version, or like I pay the nine ninety nine for the family edition, that would
Mhm.
be on my family edition for our personal stuff. But almost everything else, plus more, is available in the enterprise edition. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but they, if you did have those separated, you wouldn't necessarily be able to, because those are two separate accounts. So would you be able to kind of look at access your files on both?
Well, you'd have your family OneDrive, right, with your own personal stuff on there, and then you could have um, um, your enterprise edition. So what I do, give me a perfect example, right? What I do is I actually have on my cell phone on my Outlook. Let me see if it's not showing up. There it goes. On my Outlook on my iPhone here, I actually have my Outlook connected to both my enterprise edition, my enterprise version, and my personal edition. So I use my Outlook as my central command center that I can look at both right at the same time. So I don't have to jump into one and jump out the other. I get everything all in Outlook that allows me to connect up them both. So that's making it simple because, like I said, if I've got 1 terabyte space available on my personal account, and then I have my work stuff. Sometimes I don't want my work stuff intertwined, but if I wanted to, I could copy them over, move stuff over, all electronically because it's all virtual. Hopefully that
Okay,
answers the question.
it does. Thank you.
Cool. Anybody else? Was this helpful? Was this at least a little bit? You know,
I think
I
it
just
was
want to
really
make
helpful.
I just want to make sure that it's helpful. Because what I want to do next is this is recorded. I'm going to be available so that everybody get access to it. What I want to do is I want to start off with additional classes. We're going to go into depth on things like Word, things like PowerPoint, things like Outlook. Outlook, I'm not sure. Outlook should be the next class we should do because Microsoft Outlook is really underutilized here. Yes, Elder Ratcliffe.
Oh,
I,
I was,
you,
I'm sorry, I was waving at Dorella. I'm sorry, I'm so goofy.
okay,
But I do got a question.
sure, go ahead.
I got to stop laughing at myself first. I know
Honestly,
you're going into the Outlook class, and I was
yeah.
having difficulty. I know you sent me the instructions to make my signature stick, so I'm still
Oh,
having
yes, right.
difficulty in making the
So,
sticks.
right. So again, when you're on your Outlook and your signature, I'll definitely be one-on-one for that one for you. So we can go over that, make sure that you have your Outlook because what's probably happening is you're not set for the certain mails to go out, right? So we'll go through that. You can also click on the search, like signature line, right there at the top of the dashboard. And that'll give you like step by step. It'll actually point you to the location where to go. So if you type in signature at the top, it'll actually, or no, sorry, or the help button, it'll actually point you right to where you need to click to the right location. But you and I will go through one-on-one or make sure that your signature is there. It's probably just set where you don't have like your certain mails for your personal, your business, whatever is set for going out. But we'll go
Okay,
through that together, you and I.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Any other questions? Outlook OneNote is a great tool also. As many things that we take notes for in these different meetings, OneNote is like an awesome tool. And the great thing about OneNote is is that, well, a couple things. OneNote you can use basically on your iPhone, your iPad, your Android tablet. Doesn't make any difference, and it's free. Anybody can actually download um, OneNote. It's a great tool, and especially for I need a Zoom class. Okay, then we're going to look at Zoom classes also. That'll be another one. We'll look at also. I'm going to do a basic computer class where like this is a monitor, this is a CPU, this is a modem. These are this is your cable. This is what Wi-Fi looks like. What SSID. Those are some basic things so you can get in and out. And we'll do it both for the Windows machines and for Mac and for iPhones and for Android phones because that's something that we need to do. Any other questions or thoughts? I want to make sure that you have plenty ample time to get to work.
Oh,
You
and real
know,
quick, and real quick,
Sure, sir.
Brother James, sharing calendars. I think you help me with that. So all I
Yep.
do is just send a request out, and because I
Yep.
know Sister Rachel answered, and she can see my stuff. It's just as simple as adding new names and just
Yep.
giving them to share. Okay.
And you can set up calendars for them to share. Now, once we start looking at other people, because right now within the organization, they can see because we need to start looking at other people's calendars so that instead of breaking into their meeting or they might be somewhere some busy sometimes, they'll be able to see that you're busy and you don't have that space available. And we'll definitely work that as an organization, but they won't see what you're busy at unless they have rights to see what you're busy at. And so that would help us all out as an organization so we can give people respect on if I have a lunch meeting, and I'm not available, please don't bug me. So that's some of the things that we'll definitely start working as an organization. Most corporations do that when they get things set up. And I think that part of my evaluation is the organization needs to stop looking at a small organization. This organization is not small. It's like it is a big organization. And so even though it's small staff and everything else, but we need to start looking at this more as an organization, you know, and start working with that. Once you get past that and the etiquettes and all that kind of stuff, everything will start working smoothly. Because look at State Farm, Progressive, how many people do they have? And they're running Microsoft Office. Any other questions? No. All right. Well, hopefully this was helpful. Again, this recording will be available. I'll make it for Sister Rachel to put it out to everybody. Until then, happy brown bag, gang.